Let me ask you something. Have you ever made a salad that should taste good, like on paper everything is right? Fresh vegetables, decent salt, maybe even a squeeze of lemon, and yet the final bite is just boring? Not bad. Not disgusting. Just boring. And the frustrating part is that you can't really point at one thing and say, this is the problem. Most of the time, that missing piece is the olive oil. And here's the thing, nobody really tells you. Most olive oils people buy were never designed to be used cold. They're made to survive heat. They're made to survive shipping. They're made to sit on shelves for a long time without causing complaints. But salad is raw. Cold use exposes everything. There's nowhere to hide. So today I want to slow this down and really talk it through like I would if we were standing in a kitchen together. Not rushing, not throwing facts at you, just figuring out what actually works and why. I'm ranking olive oils from worst to best for salad and cold use, but more importantly, I want you to understand why some oils quietly ruin salads and why others suddenly make everything click. Let's start at the very bottom. If you're using refined olive oil on a salad, you're basically adding fat without flavor. That's the cleanest way to say it. Refined olive oil goes through processing that removes defects, but it also removes everything that makes olive oil interesting. No aroma, no freshness, no personality. And this is important because a lot of people think, well, oil is oil. It's not. This type of oil exists for one purpose, to handle high heat without breaking down. That's great for frying. It's great for cooking where flavor comes from other ingredients. But when you pour it on a salad, you're not adding anything positive. You're just coating vegetables. When people say olive oil doesn't really change anything, this is usually what they've been using. Next comes pure olive oil, and this one confuses people even more. Because the word pure sounds like quality. It sounds like something you should trust. But what it usually means is mostly refined oil with a small amount of virgin oil added back in. Just enough to give it a hint of color. Just enough to make the label look respectable. On salad, it feels thin, flat. Like something is missing, but you can't explain what. And here's the annoying part. Very often this costs about the same as extra virgin. So you're paying extra for something that's actually worse for cold use. That's why this category makes so little sense for salads. OLD extra virgin. Olive oil. This is one of the most common mistakes, and it's a quiet one, because technically this oil is extra virgin. It passed the test. It earned the label. The problem isn't what it was. The problem is how long ago it was. Olive oil doesn't age like wine. It doesn't open up. It slowly fades. Over time, the aromas disappear. The brightness softens. What's left is oil that feels heavier, flatter, less alive. When you use it cold, there's nowhere to hide that. On a salad, it doesn't add flavor. It just adds weight. That's why so many salads taste fine, but never memorable. Nothing is obviously wrong. There's just no spark. And the tricky part is that many bottles don't tell you when the olives were harvested. They only show an expiration date, which sounds reassuring but doesn't tell the full story. So you think you're using something fresh, when in reality you're using oil that already gave its best months ago. For cooking, this might still be acceptable. For salad, it quietly takes something away instead of adding anything. Next up is generic supermarket extra virgin olive oil. This is what most people end up with, and honestly, this category isn't terrible. These oils are blended to be consistent. They taste the same year after year. Nothing jumps out. Nothing offends. On salad, they work. They don't break anything. But here's the ceiling. They don't lift flavors. They don't create contrast. They don't add structure. If your salad tastes okay but forgettable, this is often the reason. Now we're getting to the point where olive oil actually starts to matter. Mild extra virgin olive oil. This is real extra virgin oil, just without strong bitterness. Smooth. Soft fruitiness, easy to live with. This is the category I'd recommend to someone who wants better salads but doesn't want to think too much. And here's something worth saying out loud. A lot of people avoid bitterness completely because they think bitterness means something is wrong. In olive oil, a little bitterness often means freshness. Mild oils strike a balance. They support ingredients instead of competing with them. Now let's move up. Single origin extra virgin olive oil. This is where olive oil stops being generic. When olives come from one place, the oil has identity. The flavor feels clearer, more focused. You're not tasting a committee decision, you're tasting a place. This is often why restaurant salads feel more intentional, even when the ingredients are simple. Less blending, more character. Next is early harvest extra virgin olive oil. These oils are made from greener olives, picked earlier than usual. That's why they taste brighter, sharper, more alive. That peppery sensation in the back of your throat, that's not a flaw. That's a sign of freshness and antioxidants. Early harvest oils give salads structure. They cut through vegetables instead of melting into them. Now let's talk about unfiltered extra virgin olive oil. These oils look cloudy, and that scares some people. But cloudiness usually means less processing, more texture, more expression. The trade-off is shelf life. These oils are best used fresh, but when you use them at the right moment, they add depth instead of just richness. This is where olive oil starts to feel like part of the dish, not just something poured on top. Now we're very close to the top. High phenol extra virgin olive oil. This is where olive oil becomes an active ingredient. These oils are intense, peppery, complex. You don't drown food in them, you use them deliberately. A little goes a long way. They add contrast, they wake food up. This is often the difference between a salad that tastes fine and one that makes you stop mid-bite. And finally, number 1. Fresh, single origin, early harvest extra virgin olive oil. This is the gold standard for salad. Fresh harvest, clear origin, minimal processing. Nothing hides flaws when oil is used cold. And this type doesn't need to hide anything. Balanced, bright, alive. If you only buy one olive oil specifically for salads, this is the one that actually makes sense. Cold use exposes everything. Most olive oils are designed to survive heat and time, not to shine raw. That's why people think olive oil doesn't matter. It does, when you choose the right one. This is The Right Bite, where we rank food so you don't waste money.